On a Widows Club, and this is Motivation Monday. So, this morning I am going to be discussing the importance of rituals in our life. Now, in widowhood, unfortunately, there are very few rituals in this stage of life beyond the death and mourning rituals that we all know, the funeral, the bereavement time. Lots of different cultures and religions have very particular um, rituals for grieving within the first year, first couple of years. And so it's been really interesting to really research rituals, because I think that in the stage of widowhood, there are so few rituals that we actually really need to create them. And so I'm going to share some of those, but I just want to kind of talk about, you know, besides the funeral and besides like an angelversary, which is what we call the first year or every year from the day of death, from our partner and spouses. We call that an angelversary. It's called a lot of different things by a lot of different people, but that's what we call it here. But, you know, kind of what's beyond that. And that kind of got me to thinking about why rituals are created and to research them in the first place. And what I found is that they are both a connecting point for groups of people, and it also creates grounding, that grounding feeling that we all long for, when life is just moving along and we need to stop and we need to recenter and revisit something that is very important and sacred to us. And it helps us to feel one and togetherness. And so I just wanted to kind of share a couple of the things like we did. For instance, our Widow Empowerment School of Thought, there's an actual certificate at the end of when you do any of our e-courses. Our leadership development program, so everyone who actually is a community advocate or leader in a actual community goes through a training, and when they're done, they get like a certificate, a completion of certificate, and we also give them these beautiful pens. And we haven't been able to have a pinning ceremony in a while, but it is something that we're going to be doing at the Widow Empowerment event for a lot of our new community advocates and leaders that are going to be there. So, it'll be a beautiful moment where I get to pin this and just thank these widows for putting so much effort into finding hope and healing and growing, and in their case, stepping up and becoming leaders in the world to advocate for widows. And so I just love this topic of rituals, building these rituals. It's a few years ago, I did a foot washing and just a prayer over all of our community advocates, because I knew that these were very much women who were doing something different in the world. And many of those ladies are definitely still in the organization, and they've either moved into positions that we hired them for on our program team, or they help train other widow leaders, and their lives have moved forward. I mean, we started with 7 leaders, and what's happened with all of those ladies' lives is all unique to them. So I love the idea of creating ceremonies and creating rituals in something to look forward to, something to work towards in widowhood. Because really, when you kind of look at it, you have your birthdays and anniversaries and your, religious and, some people, the moon cycles, and it just depends on what it is that you are focused on in the world. But these rituals are points along the way that help center us. And so I would encourage you to create your own rituals in widowhood. And what does that look like? Are there going to be new traditions, new times that you meet, new foods that you have? Some can be honoring your loved one, and some can be honoring them and becoming a hybrid and doing something new. I know with my daughters on our anniversary, oftentimes we go play video games. And I know that sounds kind of like, okay, well, it's fun, it's fun. And we know that that's what he would want us to do. So anyway, I wanted to let you guys know, see this shirt that I have on, this V-neck teal shirt, says Modern Widows Club. These are going to be coming out soon. Really love them. The Orlando community actually started this. We're going to have this in our shop soon. And I just wanted to show it off because it's the first time I've actually worn it on a video. But I also wanted to just let you know a couple of other things that are coming up. And let me tell you what the word of the day is, because I love this word. It's Swahili, and it's too-kuh-pah-moh-jah. And I'm sure I just totally messed that up big time, but it's Swahili, which, by the way, Swahili, you can read our website in Swahili down to our Inside Look newsletter or our website. It's translated into 39 languages, and Swahili is actually one of them, because Africa, many of the Kenya and Uganda and Nigeria and many of the countries actually who may or may not speak Swahili, we want them to be able to come to our site and be able to read and know that Modern Widows Club really cares for them. But here's what the word means. It's a noun, literally one place, and we are together. It's community togetherness, shared purpose and motivation within a group. And it shows these elephants, of course, and how you create your togetherness. I love that word. So let me just tell you about what's happening at MWC. This week, you're going to see our second Fatherless Boys and Men series. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually interviewing young men who are being raised by our moms. And it's been really interesting to get their perspective. And so I hope you look for those. Now, if you aren't signed up for our newsletter, Inside Look, you might want to just go over to modernwidowsclub.org and just sign up, because it just comes to you every Thursday, and it's pretty easy. You don't have to go looking for it. It just drops in your email, and we only send you things that are relevant to widowhood and what's going on at MWC. We just did that to try to make it easier for everyone to just get the information in that one email on Thursday. So we have our second one, and I interviewed a young man who is 23, and his name's Tanner, and he's from Southern California. And his dad died when he was 12. And so that's what's coming up. So be looking for that. Now, you might see it on the video here. July 31st is the last day to register with the early bird pricing of $249. So if you're coming to Houston in September 17th and 19th, and you've been wondering whether you should come or not, please do it by July 30th. Is it July 30th or 31st? July 31st. And I'm sorry, 30th. July 31st. Make sure you do it by then, because you're going to save $50. And once you register, you'll get the discounted hotel rate, and you'll get everything that you need. We have a whole FAQ that'll come to you. But you need to go on over to modernwidowsclub.org and register for the Widow Empowerment event. It's right there on the homepage. Super easy. Okay, so that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you have a great week. And next month, we'll actually be in a new topic. And I can't wait to tell you what that is. It's actually, we're going to be honoring Rita Marley as our legendary widow. And it's going to be called Don't Worry, Be Happy. And we're going to start talking about the impact of worrying and how to find more happiness. Much love to you guys. See you next week.